Okay, thank you, Bob. I appreciate the Amberley Club included me as one of your resources for educational services for your community. I'm Angie Ceroli, and my business is Green Health First. I'm a wellness solutions consultant. My passion is to help equip you and empower you to thrive with our natural resources. We're going to explore the therapeutic properties of our fruits, spices, and herbs today. First of all, I always like to start my workshops off with this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and that is, "The first wealth is health." So many of us just do not take the time for ourselves. We take care of so many things and so many people that we are not paying attention to to creating the good habits and putting the natural resources into our bodies that really benefit us most efficiently. So we're going to talk about the therapeutic properties of our herbs, spices, and fruits as they are documented in our medical literature for centuries. We have cultural documentation from all around the world, as well as medical documents and studies that have shown these therapeutic properties in our plants. Each of our plants actually has a multitude of therapeutic properties, as you'll see when we delve into looking at each of our herbs, spices, and fruits individually here in this workshop. So you can see that it can range anywhere from antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic, to anti-inflammatory, to actually feelings of such invigoration or stimulation, of calming, warming, or even things that are purifying or cleansing. We also know that we have plants out there that are very good for insect repelling or insecticidal benefits. The chemicals in our plant material are what bring these therapeutic properties, and these chemicals are defined and categorized such that they are known to help in certain areas of our body, certain body systems like the cardiovascular system, the digestive, the immune system, also to help with emotional and hormonal balance. We benefit from the actual plant material. It's best to get the fresh plant when you are using our herbs, spices, and fruits in your daily meals. But of course, you could use dried as well. But you can also make teas or juices from your plants, and I know a lot of people are doing this now, where they're juicing and they're getting their nutrients via that type of manner. And then of course you can also take advantage of using the immune system of the plant, which is the essential oil. So essential oils can be found in different parts of the plant depending on how God designed it. So you can find it in the seeds and the stems and the leaves and the flowers. For our fruits, it's actually in the rind of the fruit, it, of course, exists in different amounts, different quantities. So the best way to derive the essential oil from the plant for our use is to either steam distillation or through cold compression. So it's very important that these types of techniques are employed so that no other chemicals are introduced, and that you're also getting out the toxins and impurities that may exist in the plant itself so that the essential oil that you're going to use is very pure. The essential oils benefit the plants in the same way, very similarly, as we have found them to benefit us. So the design, of course, of that immune system of the plant is to help the plant thrive, right? So we have found that, of course, the essential oils will help with protecting the plant against extreme temperature changes, also against herbivores that are eating the plants. The aromatic compounds make up most of what an essential oil is, and that is what brings the fragrance. And for the plant, the fragrance is actually something that's used either to attract pollinators or to repel insects to keep the plant from being damaged, from being eaten, and also to resist microbial attacks. So this is the time where we're going to do our interactive experience. So please grab your orange and start to peel it. And as you peel it, watch for that spray that comes up out of the peel. This is your essential oil. And oftentimes I'll take that peel and actually just continue to bend and spray it and smell it and bask in that aroma. If you feel it as you're bending or bending your peel, you'll see how wet it's starting to feel, and that's that essential oil coming out. I love actually just to bask in that, as I mentioned before. So one drop of essential oil is actually 50 to 70 times more powerful and potent than a typical serving of the essential oil we would get either in this type of, like from your orange peel. A lot of people have been using the peel in their foods, like zesting it in foods, or actually putting the whole peel in smoothies for many decades. And that is bringing that essential oil into the diet. But it takes a lot of these peel, a lot of this plant material to derive a drop or even a bottle of the essential oils. So what smells trigger memories and emotions for you? With the orange, it just really reminds me of fall, and I love the beautiful aroma and ambiance of fall with the leaves and the colors and all that. But the aroma just really invigorates me and gives me energy and gives me like that second wind. And I think that's really important in how that it's been designed, that we harvest our oranges in the fall, because we tend to have those shorter days and it's darker longer, and that tends to wane on our attitudes, our mood, our outlook, and our motivation. So having something like this, as you'll see in our next coming slides, will help to really energize you. Did want to point out though that aromatherapy has been practiced for more than for many centuries, and more than 1,000 hospitals nationwide are now employing it as one of the alternative modalities used to help patients while they're in the hospitals. And you can see here the many hospital systems that are employing aromatherapy. So why does it work? It works because when you smell something that's natural, within 4 seconds, that aroma and those chemicals are taken from those olfactory nerves straight to the part of the brain and the limbic system where the body will go and recognize exactly what it is and then identify where it needs to be taken to help the body get in balance. So in 4 seconds, we can see a change, a positive change in our heart rate or our blood pressure or our breathing, our memory, stress levels, you name it, emotions. And that's why it's been so effective for us to have a good essential oil for improving our health. So we're going to start off with our fruits and exploring the therapeutic properties of our fruits. We talked a little bit about orange. Orange is one of my favorites. I have a great story about how orange really helped my daughter find herself relaxing and being able to sleep better as she was transitioning from high school to college. She started to diffuse the orange essential oil at night, and she was just loving that aroma. Now, as I mentioned, it is invigorating, but one of the top therapeutic properties that we have with our citrus is antidepressant properties. And that means it's going to help lift those heavy feelings so that we actually start to bring down the cortisol levels that are built up when we get stressed out, and we're able to start generating serotonin to help us calm down. And so orange actually has, as you'll see on here, sedative properties as well. And so it worked to help lift those heavy feelings for her, the worrisome, the stress and all that, and then for her to be able to relax and go to sleep. Now, this was particularly perplexing when I learned that she was drawn to orange, because she is one that has never liked oranges. She doesn't eat oranges. She doesn't drink orange juice or even like orange candy. So I was just flabbergasted when we started exploring this, but to learn that this is what her body was saying it needed for her to get in balance. So that chemical makeup of the orange was what best fit her anatomy. Uh, for lemon, lemon has been used for centuries, you know, in our water, for cleansing our gut, for purification. And lemon essential oil, though, one of the things I want to point out, you'll see many therapeutic benefits here, is where it addresses blood pressure. When you look at the documentation for lemon essential oil, if you bring it into your daily routine, you can see improvements in blood pressure, whether it's high blood pressure to bring it down, or whether it's low blood pressure to bring it up. It's so interesting how we're designed, and how, again, that that olfactory link to the brain and the limbic system will be able to say, this is how I need to use this. And we can use it to bring us into balance, whether it's low blood pressure up or high blood pressure down. The next two fruits that I want to explore are grapefruit and lime. Grapefruit is one of my favorites. I drink it in my water a lot. The key thing to note about grapefruit is that it has wonderful properties for boosting metabolism, for helping with appetite control, or even sugar cravings. It can help you break that sugar addiction. I know over the last year in 2020, when we all were going to our comfort foods because we were so stressed because of the pandemic, the grapefruit, we actually started to establish some not so good habits. And so grapefruit is a great option to bring into your everyday routine to help, again, manage those sugar cravings and boost that metabolism so you can start losing weight if that's your goal. All of our citrus and many of our herbs, spices, and fruits contain great antioxidant, strong antioxidant power in the essential oil. But many of them, again, have cleansing, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antiseptic properties. Lime is a great option for, of course, adding into our guacamole and lots of our recipes that we would want to use as marinades. The nice thing about the essential oil with lime and lemon, if you are using them quite a bit, is that they do not contain the acid, so you don't have to worry about it affecting the enamel of your teeth. I have a great testimonial with a friend of mine, a colleague, who recently did a biofeedback assessment with me, and that biofeedback scan actually resulted in her number one option being suggested was to add lime in. And she started laughing when she saw this, and she says, you will not believe this, but just in the last 2 or 3 weeks, she said, I have had this craving for lime. She says, I actually went out and bought lime juice to put in my water, and I've been drinking it. And she showed me her water bottle, and she said, I've got lime in here. And we were like, okay, there you go. That is a great confirmation of your body telling you what you need, and actually of your follow through to give your body what it needs to get you in balance. Now, she was somebody who had quit her job and started her own business, and then the pandemic hit. So she was very stressed out on getting her new path for her business underway, and this was what her body said she needed: lime. Bergamot and tangerine are unique as far as citrus goes because they actually contain anti-inflammatory properties. Bergamot is an Italian lemon, and of course, you know, tangerine is part of the orange family. But you can see that there are slightly different therapeutic uses listed when you look at these two. And of course, all of our citrus are amazing for their antidepressant properties, but for helping with physical, mental, and environmental stress. And that's what you'll see with these in particular. I also want to caution people, if you're going to use the essential oil of any of the citrus topically, to make sure you use it about 24 hours before you're going to be in the sun for a prolonged time. Because that essential oil is in the rind, there is a photosensitivity that can develop when you have it on your skin and you're out in the sun. It can cause you to get to a sunburn situation faster. So give it a good 24 hours before you are out in the sun when you use the tangerine. There are several fruits that are amazing for helping us with weight loss. I already mentioned using grapefruit, of course. Orange and lemon are also very good for digestion and moving out, toxins and impurities, which of course goes hand in hand with weight loss when we're able to get rid of the things that clog up our body systems and don't allow them to work properly. I just wanted to point out that, we have so many good options that we can bring into our daily routine to assist us with reaching our goals, especially our weight goals. Moving on to the spices, the two here, cinnamon and ginger, are amazing products for especially their antioxidant content, but also antiseptic and anti-infectious benefits. Cinnamon in particular, I wanted to note, is a great option that's documented for our diabetics. It helps to regulate blood sugar. So getting cinnamon in your diet, whether you have it in oatmeal or you're having cinnamon tea at night, but on a routine basis, it will help with regulation of your sugar, especially sugar lows and highs in the blood content. But ginger also very, very good for regulating sugar, but most documented for its digestive help in balancing. Lots of documentation for helping with nausea, motion sickness, morning sickness, as well as different types of infections or diseases like Crohn's, IBS, or reflux. So ginger has been used for many, many years in our mountains. You'll find them in the general stores, the ginger chews for helping with nausea or motion sickness, for driving in those curvy roads, but also down on the coastal areas for helping settle the stomach if you're out on a boat. Ginger and cinnamon both are warming in the essential oil form. They're very warming to the touch. So we always recommend that you use those in conjunction with a carrier oil. Carrier oils are typically oils that we normally think of as a cooking oil, like olive oil, coconut oil, grapeseed. Any of those are a little more viscous, and they help to protect the tissue from irritation or the warming of the essential oil. The cassia is another oil that is a warming oil. It's in the cinnamon family, and as you see here, it has very similar properties. It's a little more abundant, I believe, so it's a little less expensive to use cassia if you are looking for the same sort of benefits in helping with digestion, your immune system, or just uplifting your spirit. Peppermint is actually the opposite. Peppermint is cooling. Peppermint is the first essential oil that I was introduced to, and I actually was introduced because I was having a hot flash, and my friend could visually see that I was suffering from this hot flash by putting my hair up and taking off my jacket, and she gave me orange and lemon together to breathe in and then to put on the back of my neck. And within 15 seconds, I was having this nice cooling feeling. I was flabbergasted because I'd been dealing with hot flashes for years. And I've never found something that works so quickly to remedy the symptoms that I was suffering from. So peppermint, I use in my water just like I do lemon and orange and grapefruit and lime. I use it mostly in the summer because it's wonderfully cooling. So when I'm out at runs and cycling events with my business or supporting different other events, I will have that available for folks to taste, but also mainly for me to have throughout that event for cooling. Peppermint has been used for many years also for its digestive benefits, just like ginger. Those are the top two to help with digestive issues. And peppermint also is wonderful for its pain relieving benefits because it contains menthol, which is really what brings that cooling sensation to the table. Menthol is what has the documentation or brings the documentation for analgesic and anti-inflammatory properties. Many of our sports creams, as you look at the ingredients, will contain menthol, and for a lot of them, especially if they are natural derived ointments or lotions, that menthol will be derived from peppermint. Many, though, of the over-the-counter type of remedies that we have out there are completely synthetic, and that menthol is not natural. So it may not have the same positive benefits. In fact, many of our synthetics or our artificials do have lots of side effects that go along with them, as I actually have seen firsthand, having been a pharmaceutical rep for 10 years, about 10 years ago. So I've been in this business, in my business, for about 7 years. So moving on to clove and turmeric. Clove, again, is another warming spice. And this spice actually has a plethora of data for its use in oral wellness. So in our mouth, for our teeth, and all that has to do with our gums and oral health. Clove used to be the oil that they would have on the swab. They would swab our gums before the Novocaine shot. So now I don't really know what they're using. It's a numbing type of agent, of course, but it comes in all these flavors. So I'm pretty sure it's artificial or synthetic and not clove essential oil. But that is something that can be used for teething. You just got to make sure, again, that you use it with a carrier oil so that warming effect doesn't cause irritation. So it can be used for lots of different antibacterial, antiviral properties and anti-inflammatory properties to remedy pain or discomfort in the mouth. Turmeric is the most studied spice out there. Turmeric has such amazing benefits on the cellular level, as most essential oils do, but it really has documentation like none other than frankincense on its cellular support. And it really has an amazing benefit for the circulatory system, your digestive system, joint health, pain, inflammation. That is one of the key therapeutic properties that it brings to the table. And inflammation is the one underlying issue with respect to disease development. So we all have a lot of inflammation in our bodies these days because we just don't eat right. We don't treat our bodies right. We don't get the rest we need to keep that inflammation in at bay. So turmeric is something that I do use daily and make sure that it is part of my regimen throughout the day, either in tea or use it in food recipes. Moving on to the herbs. We're going to wrap up the discussion with our herbs. The therapeutic properties of our herbs are very similar to our spices and our fruits. As you can see, the top three here, basil, rosemary, and marjoram, actually have documentation in many different cultures for their use with headaches and tension and migraines. So great analgesic and anti-inflammatory properties. I have a rosemary plant on my porch that I love to go out and just rub those leaves in my hands and then just smell it and take a walk and just keep smelling that aroma to just help bring down the tension. Rosemary is also known for its benefits for hair loss and for memory. I actually put rosemary, frankincense, and lavender in my shampoo bottle when I first buy it, and I have it in there and shake it every time I use it to help with my brain health and my memory. But going back to talking about the use of these three herbs, basil, marjoram, and rosemary, for tension, headaches, and migraines, often in our workshops, I'll ask folks who say they do get frequent headaches or migraines, are they drawn to pesto? Because that, of course, is something that type of sauce is a basil-driven sauce, and many of them say they are. And so that is one way for them to have that aha moment that this is what their body is craving, to try to rebalance, to reduce those that inflammation, which is causing their bodies to have the headaches or to have the tension, to help them release the tension. The oregano, as you see here, is actually nature's strongest natural antibiotic. This was the go-to for our father of modern medicine, Hippocrates. Oregano oil can help with so many bacterial issues in the body. It actually should be used with probiotics and prebiotics to keep the body's gut flora in balance. Just as we know with the turn of the centuries and using antibiotics, these artificial synthetic antibiotics, how it just destroys the gut flora. Oregano can do that as well, but it is still a healthier way to help the body get over and to get rid of attackers, get rid of toxins and impurities. So oregano oil is a warming oil. Like our cassia, cinnamon, and ginger, you should use it with a carrier. That wraps up what I have for our discussion today. I hope that you found some tools that will help you be able to bring in based on what you're craving, other than sugar, based on what you're craving, bring into your everyday routine to help you thrive and to improve your health. I certainly will take questions now, but I did want to let you know that if you're interested in getting a little guide that I put together with 6 powerhouse tools and recipes, you can just click on this link here. I'm Angie Ceroli, Green Health First, and I am thankful for your time that you've given to share with me today. Until next time, be well.